Now, Zlewikk, you hinted before we went into the first game about what your pick might be. We're not sure if you lied yet or not. What's the next challenge we're playing?
It's 50-50% between the Demi challenge and Italian, but I'll go for the Italian.
Okay. So, in, I'm sure, a massive surprise to our casters, Zlewikk has picked Italian trade, which says, as a Latin starting nation, maximize the total trade value of Genoa and Venice. And I feel like we can already hear some reactions from Flurry, but do you want to add some words to those sides? How are you feeling about this challenge?
Oh, not good. Sorry, I didn't know I was on scene. Not good. I tried this once. I don't know how to trade, man. I don't know anything about trade. I just know how to kill people. Like, I don't. Oh my god. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Well, remember, Flurry, but you do have, this is best of 3.
That's true.
If he does win, then we go to our tiebreaker, which will be decided by our casters. So, you know,
He's just saying he doesn't know.
No,
He'll end up with 100 value.
I'm with you. This is clearly a case of, I don't know how to do this perfectly every time.
I mean, it is Flurry. Flurry, come on.
But with that said, Zlewikk, I will have to give you some props for picking a challenge that we haven't seen that reaction from Flurry previously.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I thought that was very well, very well played.
All right, we're gonna let them get ready, and good luck to both of you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Well, okay, we're back with our casters. Excellent.
So, Red Hawk, you are shocked right now.
Flurry knows how to kill people. That's all I heard in that last 5 minutes right there.
I'm very scared.
But yeah, actually, I'm super excited that Zlewikk picked this one. You know, we did say we expected it. Obviously, he said he was 50-50 between this and the Demi, but I'm super glad he picked this challenge. This is not one I've watched or participated or anything like that. Lathe said this is a challenge from Season 1, so I'm really excited to see how this goes. Super hyped.
Okay, Lathe, what are we going to see here?
We're going to see some high-level plays, and I'm very upset that Red Hawk didn't go back and watch my my footage for my dominant victory in this one. This was my debut, my friend. So yeah,
cry?
I think we'll see. I'm very hurt. He's just been hostile all day. I don't know what I did wrong with him. He's taking this opportunity to have a go in the final session. No,
It's because of your hair.
Yeah, I know. I'm just hurt. Anyway, back to the EU4, Hawk,
Yes.
if you could focus up. Then yeah, we're going to see hopefully some conquests over in Alexandria if they do in fact pick Venice. I think both of them should pick Venice. I'd be very surprised if either one of them don't do that. I'd be intrigued to see if they go after Constantinople as well. And my favorite part about this challenge is that it's right at the end, the last final 5 minutes. You want to get as much cash as possible and then focus on trade company investments and get your production value up as well as your trade value. So yeah, there's a lot of different strategies going into this, and so I'm excited to see how they differ.
And based on the reactions, like, how likely do you guys think we are to have a best of 3 that actually goes to a best of 3 here?
Very likely. Zlewikk is incredibly good at trade. This is his bread and butter. I'd be if he's defeated here, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and let's see what this next hour has to bring.
There's no way Zlewikk loses a trade battle, man.
No. I think he has this in the bag. Of course, let's not underestimate Flurry here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it is Flurry, right? But I'm thinking, man, personally, that Zlewikk is going to take this one away. But of course, you never know in these types of things. We've been wrong more times than we've been right. And yeah.
You could have made a lot of money betting on the opposite of what we say.
Yeah, true. So yeah, chat.
All right, I'll let you get into a game with him. And we'll gather up.
Yeah, all right. I'm in with Flurry's game right here. If you're in with Zlewikk, we can, if our players are ready, we can go ahead and get them going.
I'm assuming you went with Venice.
Yeah, starting as in Flurry's POV right here, chat, we can see that he has chosen Venice. Now, Lathe, since you are so experienced in this challenge, how do we actually check for the requirements that our players need to have right here?
It's just combined.
Combined
So you
of
just add
Genoa and
together
Venice?
Genoa and Venice. Yeah, you just add.
So
So,
right here at the
basically, you
start,
take that number on the
13.8
left. Yeah,
plus
and then you
8.5?
add that. Okay. Yep. Bear with me. You add that to the right-hand number. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You just add those numbers together,
So-
and that's the final score.
So 13.8 plus 8.5, that's like 40-50, something like that, chat. I don't
Something
know.
like that, yeah.
Maybe you guys can
Yeah.
calculate
In
it for
fact,
us, but
why do they always make us count? All right, chat.
Yeah.
You count. You do that.
yeah, chat, you can. What's
I
13.8
like how
plus
we've
8.5?
influenced the betting line. Have you noticed that in terms of the prediction? We've influenced it. Last time it was heavy in Florida's favor.
Yeah,
And now
yeah,
we
yeah.
see that it's heavy in Zlewick's favor. So we'll see.
mhm.
I'm expecting to
Oh, there
see a good score from both of them because when I played this, everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong, and I was able to rack up, I think, around a score of 60. The main thing is that you're basically going to ignore Genoa. That just happens. That's just RNG. You just focus on Venice, and you can get a lot of really good
that's
score
the
here.
strat, huh?
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing. Genoa means nothing to you. But what you do want is, if you want to flip over to my POV, I can show it off a little bit.
Yup.
But what you do want is this, right? So each time that you create a trade company, it'll show up here. If you get 51% of the trade control or value in that area, then you get an extra merchant, which is going to be really quite
Extra
useful.
merchant.
You can do some pretty insane strats right at the end. What I'd like to do is shift my capital to, for example, Spalato, and then no, where is it? Spalato? Is it Spalato? I think it is Spalato.
Yeah.
But then you can create
Trade
a trade
company
company in Venice itself. Yeah. You trade company Venice, and you just stack up all the money you can have, all of the trade company investments, which I'll show off when they have the money to do so.
Yeah.
And yeah, focus on these trade buildings here. It's going to be a mad rush at the end, and we'll see. This is, in my opinion, if you want to do this perfectly, you go after Byzantium. If you think you can fight the Ottomans, then you're very ballsy, and I'll give credit where credit's due. It depends on the alliance that you get, but then you want to go after the Mamluks. This is one that you can get because you don't exactly have a nice landing point here. I personally, to be safe, would put my troops in Tunis. You can get stacked by any of these nations really quickly, and then you're basically gone. So the reason I really enjoy this challenge is there are so many different possibilities in terms of who you're going to fight and what you're going to do. But if you make a single mistake, it can be potentially disastrous.
Yeah. A good thing about this challenge is, chat, these are my favorite types of challenges where you basically build up for the entirety of the time we have, and then in the final 10, 15, maybe even 5 minutes, everything comes to fruition, and everything that these players have gotten ready for basically starts to unravel. Another thing about the trade companies, chat, if you don't know, just like regular buildings, they don't take time to get built, right? So our players don't have to calculate that. They just need money right here. Boom, boom, boom. Click them all right at the end, and let a month tick by, and it'll all unfold. But yeah, how is Zlewikk started his game?
It looks like he's going after the Byzantines, also Bosnia. So again, because you want to trade company in Ragusa, you want obviously dominant control over Ragusa. That's why fighting the Ottomans, because of this province here, as well as these ones around here, is going to be quite useful. If you can do it right, then you take out the Byzantines. You either annex them or vassalize them. It looks to me like he might be going for a vassalization because he's allied Poland as well as Austria. This is kind of crucial because the rivals at the start of the game dictate. Oh, very good, right? With those allies, unfortunately, Hungary isn't friendly to him. That would have been the perfect trio. Not really worth restarting, I think, at this point. But you can restart until you get these three all friendly towards you. You ally them all. Go for the Byzantines. Now, here's what I would do. The Ottomans are pretty much guaranteed to go after the Byzantines. You want to go after Byzantium first, which he's doing, which is good, and secure that. Wait for the Ottomans to declare war on the Byzantines for Constantinople. Then you call in your allies. Yes, your defense is a defensive ally at that point. So Austria comes in, Poland comes in, and you can fight the Ottomans and secure the trade. I'm very excited about this one. If you don't know, if you couldn't tell, my friend.
Yeah.
Well, because I feel like a bit of a legacy now.
Here is. Oh, do you? Because you've played this, you know?
Because I've played it, because I won this. I think this was the only time it's ever been played was me.
Your debut, that's right. Your debut.
I'm the Kobe of these challenges.
Well, I hope not.
Oh, no.
Going back to Flurry right here, he has also just started his first war, and it is versus Byzantium. Interestingly, Flurry catching bids without allies, something very, very rare these days. Byzantium, of course, usually allies Wallachia, Serbia, someone like that, Albania maybe sometimes, which of course isn't a real problem, But sure, it's going to take a few months, maybe a year to piece these guys out, right? So both of our players starting with the same war. It's looking like it is a little easier in Florry's case. Now, chat, Lath said you want to vassalize Biz after the Ottomans declare on them so you can drag in all of your boys in a defensive war. And that's a very good strategy by him right there. What I like to do, however, is vassalize them or annex them and release them, doesn't matter. Wait for the Ottomans to declare on someone over here, and once their entire army is over here, I like to call in my boys offensively and declare on the Ottomans on my own terms and siege down the Balkans.
It is,
what do you think? What's
because
better?
you do get the reconquest. I mean, you do get the reconquest at that point. It is all dependent on if, and as Venice, you should be able to beat the Ottomans in naval combat. If you want to flip to my POV, I can show it off directly because we also have no allies in this one as well.
Oh, no allies either?
Well, because
Very nice.
the Poles have done him a favor and taken out Wallachia, meaning that that this wasn't necessary. So what you can do, gather up some mercenaries. You can breach this siege right here and then assault it immediately, thus trapping any Ottoman troops on the east, and you get free reign over here. So you don't even need allies.
For sure.
Like I said, lots of different ways to do it. Can you tell me about the ally situation in Florry's game? If you want to flip to your POV and show it off.
Yeah, if I flip it on my POV, we can see that Florry has just gotten radical reforms right here. That's an extra 400 points for him. And you were asking about the ally situation of Florry, right? Florry is only allied to Austria and Castile right now. So 2 strong allies, just like Zlewikk. Poland is more helpful versus the Ottomans, though, as we all know. But interestingly, also in Florry's game, Poland hasn't gotten Lithuania. They have not gotten Lithuania, so that's very interesting. But Castile,
but they are friendly.
Not rival to the Ottomans. Interesting. Yeah. Zlewikk is definitely better on the alliance situation right here in this game. So we'll see how that develops. But yeah, Florry sieging down Constantinople right here. Walls have been, I don't know how you tell. Haven't they been breached?
They haven't breached. You can
Let's
see
just
the
say they
icon.
have.
They have.
Yeah, but
you see on the icon.
They have? Right.
See,
okay.
look.
There we go. Just as he
zoom in
gets
on it.
Constantinople.
There you go.
Transferring occupation over to Naxos, of course, by the way, to not pay for it. And those are some nice Venetian sprites. Look at that. They got the weird lion on their chest. How cool is that, chat? As Florry sieges down Athens and Morea. Yeah,
if you want to flip to my POV, I do want to give you an update as to what's happening in this situation. So we do see a defensive war because he vassalized Byzantium, but it is not the Ottomans. It is, in fact, Epirus, and he decides on the white piece there. He has also attacked Bosnia, again, presumably to secure this trade node. Ragusa is the interesting thing here, because Ragusa starts guaranteed by the Ottomans, right? So, again, personally, I would go after the Ottomans for that reason alone, and then go after the Mamluks later. We do see the Ottomans have headed eastwards, so if he is going to do it, now is the time. But instead, it looks like a war against Bosnia. My bad, he was fighting Herzegovina first. Okay, so he's trying to secure trade over here. I'm not sure about that.
Of course, another way to fight Ragusa, chat, without fighting the Ottomans is just by declaring on an ally. In Florry's game, they've allied Epirus and the Pope. Just by Florry declaring on Epirus, he could take down Ragusa as well, which, of course, as we all know, is a very nice province. Center of trade, right? Level 2 at the start, he'll bump it back up. And yeah, definitely want to go for centers of trade right here in Ragusa, in Constantinople. Maybe Aleppo, too. It isn't that high trade value. And if we go to Florry's POV, I can show that off. Aleppo's right here, of course. And by fighting the Mamluks just once, you can get 4 very important trade provinces. So you can get Benghazi, Alexandria, Rashid right here, along with Dumyat, which are all very important trade provinces. Probably won't be able to take Cairo in that same war where you take those 4 other provinces, but
I personally wouldn't take Benghazi.
You wouldn't take Benghazi? Too low trade value?
Focus your war score as well. Yeah, it's. I mean, it is a natural harbor and central trade, which is very, very useful. But again, I just think I can't quite remember exactly why that's coming to me in like a vision. But I think if I recall, the exact piece that I wanted to do last time didn't include it. But then again, I'm not saying my strategy is the best strategy. I'm just saying that I won with my strategy.
Now, Florry has just pieced out Byzantium and taken Constantinople and given it to Naxos, his subject. Biz is also a vassal, and Athens is independent, right? Yeah, he didn't do anything with Athens. They're just in this war because he's in the same defensive war that Zlewikk was or still is in.
That is surprising to me,
Epirus, right?
Because the natural harbor that exists in in Athens. Wait, what? Yeah, it does. So
In what?
that's there's a natural harbor in Athens. It has decent trade value.
Yeah. Well,
They-
I guess you can
They're
go for
saying
them,
Naxos is
right?
about to get scootage. Yeah. So one thing you can do is scootage this lot so they don't get
Yeah.
like
Or
scootage
for
Naxos so they
faceting
don't get
as
called
well.
in.
As we know, Venice can't get faceting.
True. That's,
Venetian glass,
that's
by the
actually
way.
that's a very good idea. Actually, I didn't think of that. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to flip to my POV, I'll show you around over here. Thanks anyway. Yeah, that makes sense. So, we do see that these wars are being wrapped up on this side of things. We do also see that the Ottomans have their troops on the east. I would be... it would be remiss of me to not suggest that he does declare the war, because over time, the Ottomans will start to stack up more and more galleys. Now, I wanted to point out a few things, because people have been saying about the age bonus. So over here, they do have a special age bonus. I wouldn't recommend going to Humiliate or anything else like that. It's not really worth it because you'll get this eventually within time, or at least you should. And that, again, is something that can come at the end. You'll start to see this trade value skyrocket. Right now, I'm sitting at 23.9. What are you sitting at?
Let's go ahead and see 27.9. Yeah.
All right, Florry. Commanding lead for Florry right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Florry is
I
the
think,
lead
all
right
right,
now,
chat, what kind of trade value are you looking for, chat? What are you expecting? Let's have a look. Let's see what they want.
What was, do you remember the, approximate scores from last time? Maybe something you can tell our audience
my
to
one.
shoot for right here?
I think I had 60, 50, 56, I think.
60, 50, 60.
Because combined,
something
chat,
like that,
remember, it's combined.
Yeah.
I might have to double check
Genoa
that.
plus Venice, yeah.
Yeah, and that was okay. In fact, chat, the VODs are right now available on the Speed 5 official YouTube channel. If you want to go and check, you can see my game against Kara, and then check my final score, and then you can tell us. I do remember it being the worst possible RNG in game that I had.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm expecting both of them to do a lot better than him, not just because they are arguably, maybe, more skilled, but also because I'd hope they're better RNG than I did. But we do see the Venetian Balkans have been established over here.
No, lots of direct expansion from Zlewikk, by the way, not so much from Florry. In fact, he hasn't expanded at all himself, only feeding Epirus to Byzantium, as we can see right here, chat, and of course previously Constantinople to Naxos. So no expansion just yet directly from Florry. We can see what he has claims on. So he has claims on Serbia. This is probably an estate agenda. And one claim on the Mamluks as well. Will he be gearing up for an immediate war versus these guys down here? Or will he be waiting? I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, this is the trade value right now, man. And what do you think? How much can the AI influence this game right here, Lath? Specifically the Genoa trade node. Can Castile, Aragon, France, some other Italian guys do a lot to hurt you or help you?
I'm so sorry,
like
because we're going to
99%?
flip to my POV directly. As we do see this war against the Ottomans. Let's see, and he does do the strategy. He has secured the western coast pretty handily. Has also called in Aragon and Poland, with all of Poland's associated friends and family. So we'll see. The Ottomans, no allies. This is perfect. So you were asking how much can the AI influence this? That is one way that can influence it. In terms of the trade node over here,
Ottoman armies?
Surprising. The Ottoman armies are in the east, I'm fairly certain. They are very far in the east, in fact, because they're currently fighting Trebizond. This should be an incredibly easy Ottoman war and a very, very good time. And that's not to take anything away from Zlewikk here. Good to always spot the opportunities. I would have declared war a little bit sooner, and I probably would have had these advantages. So that is this is a blinding start. But then again, we expect this from Zlewikk. He is the trade guy. You got to understand that Zlewikk, like the rest of us, guess at trade. Zlewikk creates trade. It's pretty spectacular.
Zlewikk invented the trade.
He was, he actually had a workable dynamic trade model, but no, it was not ready yet. EU5 only.
Oh no, I mean like 300,000 years ago when one human gave
he was the guy
human and something in return. He was there. He orchestrated it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, we also did a succession game with Zlewikk, and you started it. It went to Zlewikk, and I inherited the best economy I've ever had.
Oh yeah,
which I then promptly ruined. Yeah, it was ridiculous. You just created value from anywhere. He does manage to cross the strait. I mean, the numbers differences are frankly frightening. The Ottomans outnumbered 3-1. It is the Ottomans, but provided Zlewikk stays close, to his allies, it should be absolutely fine. And like I said, this is a reconquest war, so he's going to get the full benefit of taking out the Ottomans. Already 57% within less than a year. This is remarkable. This is good.
Very good.
Okay.
Now, of course, our players also have to tell their subjects, if they're still around by the end of the timer, to enable transfer trade, divert trade, or not. Does that not matter?
Divert trade. It does matter. You want them to divert trade.
It does.
In my opinion. So yeah, you want. There's a lot of little. Here's the thing with this challenge. At the end, there's a lot of little things that you have to remember to do, and you have to give yourself enough time. If you don't give yourself enough time, then you ruin it, because your trade value can literally double by doing everything right. That's doing all the stuff with your vassals. That is upgrading all the centers of trade. That's setting up your navies correctly, setting up your merchants perfectly. You mess up one of those things and you're potentially losing out on tens of value. So yeah, we'll see. As we do cross into 43 minutes, we do not even had a third of our time. This is a great start.
Going over to Florry immediately, the third war in his campaign, exactly the same. So far, our players have done the 3 exact same wars, Biz, then Epirus, and now the Ottomans as well. The Ottomans being allied to Akkuyunlu in Florry's game right here, and Florry doing it on his own. No help from vassals like in Zlewikk's game, so obviously this is an extremely more difficult game for Florry, but can he do it? Boom, we got a battle in Edirne right there that he's just won. Not gunning for Gallipoli immediately, but he has gotten Edirne immediately. Boom, just as he walks over on the fort right here, probably gonna bomb it right now. He does have the points, and there we go, there's the bomb. Walls have been breached. Are we gonna see an assault right here? Let's go over to his POV directly as we see the Ottoman army approaching from the north, standing on Edirne, trying to siege it back. Is that gonna be possible or not, ladies and gentlemen?
It's interesting to see that he hasn't gone for the assault here.
Yeah, maybe he wants to save the army, for potential battles versus the Ottomans. Ottomans walking off of Edirne, and there we go. There's Gallipoli as well.
Secured. Very good start
on Constantinople, drawing them in. The Ottomans are about to walk in right here. We can see a massive battle about to unfold, losing right at the start.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to pull out his navy immediately after they lose, so they try to cross the strait, and then they'll get a stack wipe on him. Let's see, does he do it? Oh, they retreated the wrong way. Very unfortunate.
He's a Tech 4 as well, but the Ottomans have not been able to be stack wiped, running away into Moldavia, as we can see right here as Florry goes after them. But 2 forts already down, along with their capital. He probably needs to go for Salonik here next to do a little bit of carpet sieging. His subjects aren't helping out a whole lot. They're not that big themselves, obviously. And we can see a naval battle unfolding in the Gulf of Varna as well. This should be an easy victory for Florry, and it is. Splitting up his army, about to siege Salonik. It is
worth mentioning that I think this is where Florry is going to shine, right? So, in my opinion, and I'd be amused if chat disagrees with me here, but in my opinion, Florry is better than Zlewikk at war, but Zlewikk has a better command of trade mechanics. So, I would assume that Florry would attempt to use that to his advantage to try and secure the wars against the Ottomans and the Mamluks quicker and potentially more efficient than Zlewikk can, but then Zlewikk coming up at the end with his, quite frankly, frightening knowledge of trade. So both players should be playing to their strengths. I think that's evident in their playstyles here. Unfortunately, as I've been commending Florry for his war, he does get stack wiped. Meanwhile, if we flip over to my POV, we do see a dominant war here. This was never in question. He managed to get the Ottomans whilst they were isolated and has 140,000 troops versus 30,000. Unfair. If this was some sort of like combat sport, it wouldn't be allowed. Weight classes exist for a reason. But the difference between Florry and Zlewick's games as well is that Zlewikk has already secured the Venetian Balkans. What's the year in Florry's game?
Florry's game is 1450, and like I said earlier, Florry has still not expanded at all himself, while Zlewikk has grown quite a bit himself.
Interesting. Now, it is worth noting that in-game time, it means nothing in this challenge. You can see that up here, Zlewikk is in 1452, which puts him ahead, which is ultimately a lot better. In my opinion, you want to race through this because the Genoa trade node will also be growing at the same time, as well as just generally trade values. So you want to get through as much time as possible, obviously as efficiently as possible, as we do see in 92%. He should be able to piece out with that. Be surprised. I want to see what kind of piece he does here.
You want to
does he just go for the cause?
directly?
Yeah, please, if you could.
There we go, as Zlewikk just pieces out.
There we
And
go.
we can actually see that he has taken various provinces that Lathe is actually going to show off right now.
There you go. So, if you want to, if I switch to the diplomatic map mode, I can see it more effectively. He's taken Thessaloniki.
Salonic.
Yes, Salonik, Hudavenga, Karasi, Sarahan, and this coast on the Asia Minor as well, which is going to be very useful for him because he does secure all important centers of trade, as well as a border with Karaman. I'll see what he does with his diplomats, but it could suggest to me that he's going for Aleppo.
Who owns Adana in your game?
Adana is owned
Still
by
Ramazan?
allied to Mamluk. This is again not taking anything away from Zlewikk at all, but this is a fantastic game. This is your ideal. This is the game you dream for as Venice, both in terms of his actions, but also in terms of the alliances. For show you here, Ramazan, Fezan, and Hisankafa. Yeah, that's great. All locally sourced. Emirati. Oh, okay. So we've got Crimea as well.
And Hisankafa.
So, in order of priority, you want to go for Venice, the Venetian trade node. So, okay, you don't want to conquer the Venetian trade node at all, right? At all, because devastation is bad for trade, and you want these guys to develop. So you don't want to touch this. Remember, it's total trade value, not your control over Venice. So Venice, you don't want to touch anything in this trade node at all. Because I heard some people, also read some people talking about conquering these provinces from Austria. You don't want to do that. You want to go for Ragusa, Constantinople, Crimea, Aleppo, and also Alexandria, with, in my opinion, particular emphasis on Ragusa, Constantinople, and Alexandria. But it does look like he's setting up for Aleppo as well. Yeah, absolutely. So this is good. This is very, very good for him.
Massive battle about to unfold right here in Kocaeli, as we can see the 20k Ottoman stack with Tech 4 still walking into the 19k Flurry stack, or no, 24k Flurry stack in Kocaeli right here. The game is paused. Flurry is thinking we can only see this stack right here, so the Ottomans won't be reinforcing, which is fortunate for Flurry, but still paused. Maybe thinking, what can I do here? How can I avoid this battle? Am I going to lose? We got a 3-3 guy over here versus Flurry's...
Any advice?
Well, he's got some decent generals as well. But then again, the Ottomans have unsieged Edirne. These guys are about to walk in today, and there is the battle right there. Looking pretty good for Flurry so far. Actually, not that good. Some bad rolls. 8 versus 4 were good right here. 8 versus 4 again. 9 by the Ottomans. Pretty tight right there, but this may be an L for Flurry, ladies and gentlemen, as it's looking like now. And he has decided to run away and cut his losses early. Not looking that good. He has sieged down quite a lot. Maybe he can go for Edirne right here and peace out, but we'll see, man. He does need Shugla as well. So we'll see what we can do.
When I flip to my POV, I can update you as to what's happening over here. So, we do see the war against the Mamluks occurring right now, and it does look like he's going for the for Antikia, which is in this trade node in Aleppo. We'll see if he actually ends up taking this. Also, I didn't mention before that he had also taken Sinop. So the Constantinople trade node looking pretty well, and here is what I want to show off.
Yeah.
Now we start to see the trade companies, and we can start to see trade company investments later on over here. So you can see we have local trade power and as well as production efficiency. These two are going to be very, very useful for this, and you can select them in terms of the areas. You can spam out a bunch of these again right at the end. You'll see the trade.
Which are the best ones?
Those two that I pointed out. So you want trade power, but you also want efficiency in that region because that is part of it. Okay, so
we can finally call in Austria in his war, and he has just done that as he suffered a couple of minor setbacks right here versus the Ottomans, them starting to unsiege themselves. Now, one Ottoman army is here, the other 2 ones are right here. He can attack this stack over in Gallipoli, and let's see if he actually does that as Austria joins the war. Now, Austria, are they the Emperor? Looking kind of weak, bruh. Only 20k manpower, but they're still the Emperor, so they should buff up significantly, you know, as they've been called into this war. And there's the battle in Gallipoli. That should be a dub right there. His fleet is out. They can't cross over to Biga, or can they? I think they can.
They can't. They can't. What you want to do,
Docking
like I said, is
in
hide your fleet. There we go. Like, let's see if it works.
There we go. The fleet pops out. But they're still running away that way.
Unfortunately, he doesn't get this. Yeah, it's unfortunate for him.
Well, yeah, that's how Flurry's war is going. A lot more difficult than Zlewikk's, obviously. But there we go. There's a stack wipe over in Tolchu. Easy.
Excellent.
Yeah, let's see what Zlewikk is doing with the Mamluks.
So Zlewikk is pushing against the Mamluks pretty handily. The Mamluks on Tech 4, and Zlewikk is pushing Tech 5. Not quite there yet. The Mamluks don't have too much going for them initially. They do have that cavalry combat ability, so they're not that scary. Oh! Just completely ignoring the fort and going straight for Adana. That definitely took Zlewikk by surprise. There's no way he anticipated that. So we do see a stack wipe there, which is not useful for him in the slightest. Let's see. Again, this is where the AI comes into it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing a dangerous game. I personally would get more troops. Maybe he's more confident in his abilities than I am, which is
Question.
Yeah.
In 1444, and this is for chat and for you, starting date, who is harder to fight, the Mamluks or the Ottomans? I think the Mamluks.
I would say the
And I
Mamluks
think
as
at
well,
this
just because of
point
the
in the game,
geography of the Ottomans.
I think at this point in the game, I think the Mamluks still, without the Ottomans having Constantinople.
I would say, I'd agree, but once you break down these forts, the difference is that you can whittle down the Mamluks a lot easier. Like, their troops are easier to kill, if that makes sense. So if you can get a string of victories, then you can snowball a lot easier, whereas the Ottomans, you constantly have to be on guard. Unless, of course, you're Zlewikk and you have 140,000 men, in which case you don't need to worry. But it's interesting to note these also up against Imereti here.
Imereti in a separate war?
Yeah.
Going for Crimea trade centers?
Yes.
Interesting.
So Adishi is already taken. So I'm assuming he's going to hope that Karakunyulu does him a favor and takes these provinces, thus rendering the capital immediately under his own control. Oh, man.
Interesting.
Oh, Habibi's here. How you doing, man? He says you do have some annoying forts. There are very much. This man is speaking pure fact. So we do see. I'm assuming there's going to be a battle here. Let's see
Maybe the Mamluks
how he
choosing
does
to
here.
run away?
42,000 versus. No, it looks like they're going to fight. Oh, is that? There you go. It looks like he's going to eke out a victory. He does. The Mamluks decide to cut their losses as well. They're looking to run where? That is very fortunate. Where are they running? They're running all the way up
into
to
the
Sinnar.
Ottomans? Huh.
Into the fort.
Well,
Well, I suppose they couldn't
can't
run
get
past the fort.
Halab,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they can't. This is a grasslands fort, so that's not going to matter too much. We'll see here. The Mamluks will run out of manpower immediately. Oh, absolutely. I'd be very surprised if he does not. He knows exactly where they're going. Let's see. Yeah, look at that morale difference. 115% discipline. 115% discipline. He's got strict as well. He's got Zlewikk. He's got 115% discipline.
Bruh.
This is the perfect game.
Yeah.
Right, where are they
luck
retreating to?
favoring
Presumably
Zlewikk quite
Adana?
a lot, but chat, don't get it twisted. This has nothing to do with luck, and it's all to do with skill. Even if you get the most perfect start, you gotta execute it. As Florry stack wipes a couple of Ottoman troops over in the Balkans. If
Do you
we
wanna
can go
flip
ahead
to
and
his
flip
POV?
over to him. Yep. There we go. We can see a coastal battle right there in Silistria, stack wiping the Ottomans and beating them in a naval battle at the Gulf of Varna. Ottomans are down to just 1k troops over in Florry's game, 19k manpower. They're done right here. As soon as Florry gets Shula right here, he should call this because he can get all the important centers of trade as he techs up to Admin Tech 5, and he has unlocked 2 ideas in trade ideas, by the way. I was going to ask this earlier, but I just forgot. Are ideas going to be important this game? Do our players have enough time to get trade quantity for that goods produced policy as well? I guess it's all up to the rulers, and Doge Francesco Magno right here in Florry's game is a 646 right now.
It is interesting that he's gone for trade ideas. Trade ideas can be quite useful. At the same time, that you could also argue your points are better spent elsewhere. In this run, I mean, for example, for Zlewikk, he hasn't actually taken any ideas thus far. Instead, preferring to focus his admin on core stuff as
Florry
well
making
as
a
his
mistake.
diplo beat.
Look, he's
What did he
laughing,
do?
shaking his
Look at
head
his face.
in disbelief.
What did he do? We
What
shall
has
see, but
happened?
that is a tricky war. What do you
What
reckon,
has
chat?
happened? Did anyone in chat
Both
catch
of
it?
us are scanning chat to see.
Yeah.
Look, trade. Wrong CB. Check CB.
Nope. Conquest of Edirne.
The wrong CB.
We don't know what
wait, he
mistake
declared
Florry has
he
made,
declared
chat.
conquest and he didn't declare reconquest.
Oh,
No, that's
instead
it.
of reconquest. Yeah.
I don't see a
that
reason why you wouldn't do
is
reconquest.
Probably it. That is probably it. But that is not that big of a deal. It's not a game-ending mistake, chat. I don't think.
No, God, no. You can still work with that. It's unfortunate, but, you know, c'est la vie. But like I said, the wars are going to be what bogs you down as we cross the halfway mark. Bear in mind, you need to get everything set up. It is rather tricky. Like, let's not get that mistaken.
Yeah. And at this point, not enough time to restart, chat. This is a one-run
Oh,
deal.
God, no.
If we're restarting, gotta be the first 10. 10 minutes might be pushing it.
No,
You know,
not
first
even that, bro. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah, so this
Absolutely.
is how Florry's War is going. We can go ahead and check out Zlewikk.
Gonna flip to my POV. Zlewikk, yes, he's defeated the Mamluks pretty handily, and he's in Al Qahra. He has also gotten himself enough for a trade, another merchant. Check over here from the Venetian Anatolia, and he's also clicked on promote investments. There's another thing that you can do. It increases the trade company's provinces, the trade power in the trade company's provinces by 50%. It's little things like this that you have to get right. If you don't get it right, then again, you're missing out on huge bonuses. And this is something that where Zlewikk will excel because he knows every single one of these. I can sit for the next hour and point out every little thing because this is the challenge I prepped for the longest for. I can point out every little thing and Zlewikk will know that as well as more. So he's having a blinding start and I assume he's going to have an incredible finish. Let's tally up the scores as of right now. We have 14.5 and, 14 and 11.9 over here. What's it on your end? So it's like 25.9?
12.2 and 16.7. So that's 26.9 right now combined. 28.9
12 and 16
right now.
Yeah, okay. There we go. He's actually putting the worst wars behind him.
With the Ottomans as well, not taking some of the important provinces that Zlewikk has. For example, Florry, he still doesn't own Athens. In fact, he's allied to Athens. So that's a center of trade out of his hands right there. Florry also not owning some provinces which aren't that valuable over in Bosnia, Herzegovina, and Serbia, but also, more importantly, not taking this province right here, Bursa, along with Shula right here, but he has taken Bolu so he can border Chandra and fight them for Sinop.
He also can't trade company those provinces because they are owned by the vassal. Interesting.
So yeah,
okay,
we'll see.
I
also got a disaster.
I don't know that that's the right move here. I'm going to say it. I'm being bold. I think Florry's made a mistake. I know it's heresy. It's heresy. But I think he's made a mistake. Yeah, you can ask him to divert trade, but it's not nearly as much power as Venice holding it themselves, as well as having all the trade company bonuses that you can put at the end, as well as
keep in mind that by holding the land directly, chat, you also get the benefit from the Venetian ideas, right? Trade steering, trade ideas that Florry has taken and stuff like that. Venetian missions as well. So it does make a difference if you own that or your vassal owns that for Sheezy. And yeah,
I just I don't know, but we do see that Zlewikk is pretty much done with this war. Only has Al Qaraq and Tabuk left. The issue with those two is that they are they're mountain forts, but he should, if he takes all these provinces, I can't quite remember, if he takes all these provinces, he should be able to get away with not having to do it. I want to see this peace deal here. So
you can take all three of those and Cairo and one more.
Oh yeah, absolutely you can.
I thought it was too much war score.
No, it's not.
Because Cairo's always fine. Like insane dev.
It's this that I think that you could take. Taking Benghazi, you could do at the same time. I can't quite remember what I did differently. You can get them to transfer trade, I suppose.
Florry declaring on the Mamluks now as well.
Interesting.
Let's go over and see that. So declaring on the Mamluks by himself, fighting also Fadl and Hejaz, which are their vassals, along with Hizn, Kaifa, Hormuz, and Ramazan. Now, the Mamluks do have like 70k troops right here. Ooh, we're missing a battle somewhere. But yeah, these guys just lost a bunch of troops. Could be them fighting something else. Ottoman's also losing to Hungary at this point, which is not looking too good for them.
AI Hungary, they're back.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But does he even have a naval superiority over the Mamluks? There's a naval battle right there. Should be good. Got 21 galleys versus 14 Mamluk galleys. Battle of the Aegean Sea. Teodoro Labia, everyone. Well, versus this other Mamluk general right here.
I hate you. All right. Well, if you want to flip over to my POV, I believe we're getting close to a peace deal here. I'm hearing people peace out left, right, and center. Much more favorable allies in this front here. So, we shall. Oh, actually, I think he must have defeated. Yeah, there we go. He took Odisha and Abkhazia. Very good. Lowers the autonomy. Adds into the trade company. Adds another
Adana too, yeah.
accolade. Yeah, he's doing fantastically. Let's see. I'm curious to see what piece that he does. This, I think, would be my choice. I can't remember what I did different. I don't think I took
the province to the left of Cairo, Bukhaira. Is it?
It's just part. It's just part of it that you can take for the area, and just add more things you can add to the trade company. Really, it doesn't necessarily need it. In fact, it's now that you pointed out, it might actually be better to instead go for this province here. I think that might be better because you can get that separate piece, Adana.
Yeah.
Ooh, but we do see a coalition of Hungary and Dulkadir. That could, well, actually, no, he's allied to Poland, Austria, Castile, and Aragon. I think this guy's going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I'll reduce your Fadl as well. I'm very, very curious. What do you think, chat? What peace deal do we think that he's going to do? Yeah, I think that's the peace deal. I think that's what he goes for.
Is there a possibility to take every center of trade? So the one in Trablus, Damascus right next to it, the 4 surrounding the Nile Delta and Benghazi as well?
Not if you want to take these provinces that I think are more relevant in terms of Alexandria, because Alexandria feeds directly into the where, what am I saying? I think it feeds directly where you want to go, you know, versus Aleppo being a step behind. So we'll see, because like I said, Alexandria goes straight to Venice, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, a lot of rebels, Hejaz, go for it.
Yeah, meanwhile, Florry appearing to be on the back foot right here versus the Mamluks. He did just win a battle over in Constantinople, as we can see right here. A couple of battles, actually. Staying put, letting the Mamluks come to him. Looks like this is going to be a pretty long war for Florry right here. Keep in mind that Florry does not have the good vassals that... not vassals, sorry, allies that Zlewikk had. So his war versus the Ottomans was more difficult than it needed to be. But there we go. There's another dub versus the Mamluks coming up over in Gallipoli as he wipes these guys out very easily. So there we go, man. He's shrunken. Yeah, there we go. Another battle over in Constantinople versus Hejaz.
The numbers look a lot more even now.
Ramazan. Sorry, what?
The numbers, they look a lot more even than they did before.
Yeah, numbers are way more even right now. Yeah. Meanwhile, Mamluks, not that good with manpower or with army size. So yeah. There we go, another naval battle right here in the Aegean Sea, another dub right there, and pretty soon he should start pushing into the Mamluks proper. If he has mill access, which he should, let's go ahead and see, should be in diplomatic, right? There it is. Yeah, he can just walk over easily. Yeah, let's see what Zlewikk is up to.
So Zlewikk has finished his war against the Mamluks, taking this coastline over here, as well as focusing more heavily on Aleppo, taking those centers of trade like you pointed out. So he has taken all of them, instead opting to not take Al-Qahira. Probably a good idea considering the amount of dev. I mean, we shall see now. I'm assuming he's going to trade company all this stuff here, and then at the end upgrade these centers of trade. Because what you need to do is you need to allow a month tick right at the end to make sure all of the values are recalculated. But again, this is a very, very strong game. I've been struggling. I've been sitting there making notes, trying to think of anything Zlewikk could do differently or better.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's like, even RNG. So yeah, I know. Like even RNG's in his favor. Like short of the Mamluks just like offering to sell him more provinces, I can't think of anything else. Yeah. I would. I think I would have preferred this region versus Aleppo personally. I like again. It depends if
maybe
if
the AE was too insane.
Required.
But then again, Damascus is high dev too. It's like 20-ish dev.
Yeah, he'd have taken more dev. It's 20 exactly. Well done. He'd have taken the same amount of dev. I would have focused more heavily on
getting Aleppo is an extra merchant, so maybe he is focusing on that.
That is true.
Getting the Aleppo trade company above 50.
Yes, but I think that you can do that without that province, maybe. Again, I'm trying to recall something that was about 7 months ago for me. But he does, as you can see, starting to trickle up more and more and more of these merchants. Interesting that he's collecting Aleppo and Constantinople instead of sending it across. Curious. Well, I suppose probably because he has a higher command. I'm just going to assume anything that he does with his merchants is perfect. I'm not gonna challenge anything Zlewikk does when it comes to the merchants.
I'm just assuming
anything else,
right.
sure. Yeah, but me too. Should we just sit here and just clap?
Ooh.
Yeah, he's doing great.
Florry engaging in a battle over here, and he is about to lose it. Nope. That's a dub right there.
Ooh, it's
Very
gonna
different.
there you go.
Barely. But yeah, he has landed his troops over in Egypt, the Egypt region, sieging down Cairo as we speak. A couple of guys carpet sieging over in this direction in the... how do you pronounce this? I've always struggled.
Darna. Oh, sorry. Oh, God,
No,
that's
no.
not Arabic, bro.
No, I know it's not. That's why. Well, whatever.
Cyrenaica.
Oh,
That's
really?
English, man. We came up with that name for the for the Arab territory.
Yeah, I never knew how to say that, but yeah, Florry sieging down Cairo. The Mamluks have deleted their fort in Alexandria, which is nice. And let me go ahead and check out the fort map mode right here. Yeah, their standard Arabian forts are still up, but the one in Alexandria is gone. So Florry is about to start carpet sieging right here. Of course, he does need to go for Halab. He does need to go for Damascus, and we'll see if he goes for
well, not necessarily if he goes for a different strategy here.
True. So let's say he goes for Benghazi. These three, Cairo like this. That's 103 AE. Maybe like this.
Sorry,
95.
Cairo.
Yeah,
you mean Al Qahira?
Right. Well, I'm not gonna try and say that.
I'm very happy that I can pronounce something after that Mexican farce.
Yeah.
I will say that Florry's going about it in an easier manner than Zlewikk because I personally think that fighting the Mamluks from west-east is easier because you can split their forces. Some of them will be in the south of Egypt, some of them will be in Syria, for example.
Yeah. Florry taking out a bunch of loans. Are there any trade-focused monuments our players can go for? Trade-focused monuments?
They're not that are worth it at this point. Not nearby, not that are worth it. In my humble opinion, I could be. I mean, chat. Do you have a different opinion to me? What do you think? Because right at the end, you're going to want to see seizing of lands, right? So I'm assuming he's going to seize. I'm assuming he's going to seize Constantinople. Both players are going to seize Constantinople of the vassals and the key sort of provinces, and then a lot of diverting trade and a lot of trade company investments. Who was saying Krakow? When it's costing much.
Building something. Let's go over to his POV directly, see what he is building. Boats. He's building boats.
Why'd you say it like that? Boats? He said it like it was a race.
I thought he was doing buildings or something.
Boats?
Maybe it just sounded like that. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
he's about to be attacked in a mountain fort. In Tabuk. Oh,
yep.
I was trying to.
Yeah, we're on Zlewikk, so yeah.
Okay, so in terms of Zlewikk, yeah, a lot of building, a lot of coring, a lot of building. He's building a flagship, so he's definitely starting to make preparations. This is crucial because some people forget this. The flagship you can have, it's going to have a lot. I can't show it off, but it's going to have trade bonuses, which is also going to be very significant. I would say the massive advantage that Zlewikk's going to have in terms of his own personal experience is where to place the ships perfectly. Because if I select one of these navies and I, for example, get it to protect trade, you don't really want to trust these values that the game suggests if you're trying to do something that's different. So, yeah, we'll see how
those
that
values
pans
don't
out
really,
from there.
Yeah, they're not really accurate, chat.
I would like him to go for Albania. Sorry, not Albania. Sorry, I'd like to see him go for Ragusa and then fight the Ottomans to a standstill. Maybe get transfer trade from the Ottomans because they do have the second most amount. They do have 25% trade there. Maybe save out for the end because it shouldn't be too difficult. Oh, that's a little war. Let's see if he gets involved in it. Does he? He does not opt to. Oh, he does? Yes, he does. Okay. Took a second there. But like I said, I would like to see another war against the Ottomans if he's able to. He's in a very, very strong position to.
But is there anything he could take from the Ottomans that would, very significantly boost him? All the centers of trade are gone.
No, but he can take trade power. He has to fight Ragusa either way, and so he can just take trade power against the Ottomans. It's not that much war score, so he can just blitz Edirne and Ankara, and then go from there. And then he takes Ragusa.
with 15 minutes to the end, do you want to check out the trade map modes for
the final time?
Specifically Genoa and Venice for a final time, and then we keep suspense until
we
the
have
end.
14.7 and 16.7, so that's what, like 31.4?
Yeah. In Flurry's game, we have 12.8 and 20.4, which is 33.2. So
What's Genoa actually? Sorry.
Genoa is 12.8.
Okay, 14.7 over here. It might come down to Genoa. I would be surprised if it does. Some people are saying about Trade Company Venice. Yeah, you want to move your capital. I believe Spalato works, but you want to move your capital away from Venice right at the end, and then Trade Company Venice. You can start to rack up quite the ridiculous score. It's a shame to ask what scores they were expecting. But yeah, why don't the Vinicius use strat IRL? I know. Why aren't they going for golden era? It's so weird. I mean, yeah, Gus produce modifier.
They don't have 3, objectives filled out, chat. Zlewikk has 2, Flurry only has 1.
You can probably you can trigger at the end.
Only has 1 as well.
Yeah,
you can probably pop it
you develop this to 30, and then you'll have 5 sentences of trade.
And
yeah, so they'll trigger.
Flurry has ended his war versus the Mamluks, and only taken Benghazi. What?
Did he get transfer trade power? He might have just decided to cut his losses.
He did. Trade steer from the Mamluks.
Trade steering.
Interesting.
There's a significant dance there.
How relevant is that compared to owning the provinces yourself?
You want to own them. That's pretty important. He might have just been cutting his losses in terms of that is a very difficult war to engage in. What was his percentage at?
Oh, I didn't notice. He was at least 50.
Yeah, with his manpower, what it's at, it probably would have been worth going for that. No trade company and merchants. Yeah, so he's not going to get access to the merchant, and he's also not going to get access to all of those trade company investments. I cannot stress to you how important the trade company investments are. That is, that's one of the main reasons why you take these provinces is to trade company it and get those investments. So if you flip to my POV, that's why these 2 provinces, whilst they might seem insignificant, that's actually still important, because with this trade company stuff going on, he can go ahead and do this one right here, production efficiency, as well as a bit more trade just to squeeze anything he can out of Crimea, which he's then going to steer. So yeah, very, very important to say the least. If we look at the different trade companies, he still has 2 more that he can collect. So you might be sitting there thinking, oh man, he only has 43% trade value. Why does he have a merchant when he's 51%? It's the province trade value, not your share of the node. Another common misconception that I thought, but there you go. Production efficiency doesn't affect trade value. I can't remember, but yeah, I don't think that it would. Personally,
maybe.
But there was a reason for it. I can't quite remember. There was like a really obscure reason. I don't know. Maybe chat can correct me. Lathan speaking Ellen language. I'm so sorry. Like I said, there was definitely a reason for it and why I did it back in the day.
Why is Zlewikk fighting Naples? We do see.
Well, Naples was for the Aragonese-Neapolitan unification war, and he's pieced out of that. And now it's Aragon got Castile in a personal union, so he's fighting England over that. Which is actually kind of inconvenient for him. What he wants to do as well, here's why it's inconvenient for him. These places are being sieged. So you see now that's going to hurt the trade value in Venice because we've got devastation.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's the point. But pretty dominant. I wouldn't be surprised if he declares a war. No one's running away with it, but I would say that Zlewikk is in a really dominant position right now.
Yeah, he is in a dominant position, but I was surprised to see, the last time we checked that he wasn't like super, his trade nodes weren't super more valuable than Florry yet. But yeah, this is a snowballing challenge where, isn't a snowballing challenge actually.
It happens all at the end. At the same time, Zlewikk is collecting Aleppo and Constantinople. He has yet to shift to sort of the final push for trade. Yeah. He's also has yet to set up his navies correctly. So we'll see how that one pans out. He's going to want to get out of this England war as soon as possible. Like pretty
Yeah.
pretty easily because you want to be at peace.
What's next for Zlewikk,
I'll
though?
be
Who would he
Zlewikk right
declare?
now. With 10 minutes, he doesn't want to declare on anyone. Last 10 minutes, he wants to
Anyone?
build.
No one? That's it? No
No,
wars?
nothing. I mean, I would have gone Ragusa 5 minutes ago, but it's too risky to be at war. Right now, if I'm Zlewikk, I'm playing a bit safe because he's I'll be honest, he's in a good position. He doesn't know that he's in a good position relative to Florry, but he's in a good position. He's taking the provinces he needs to take. He has a trade company in Crimea, which I wasn't expecting, so that's impressive as well. Right now, he's got 10 minutes left to seize. Well, he can't seize Byzantium, can he? Because it's the capital.
Oh, no, it's the capital, no. Florry can seize it, though.
So he can't
it's
seize
not Naxos' capital.
Florry can. Let's see. Is he enabling divert trade on this slot already? Yes, he is. Divert trade. Presumably to not forget. Here, he can promote investments at the end and then a bunch of trade company stuff, as well as the ships
Let's
that
go
he's
to
going to be building.
his POV directly, see what he's actually up to right now. What is he thinking? Taking out loans,
Yeah,
huh?
you also want no overextension at the end. Exactly. You do not want any overextension. You want nothing that's going to affect this.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
good
see an
point on not
explosion
declaring
of money at the end. And every single time, Zlewikk has just surprised us with the sheer amount of money he's able to summon at a moment's notice. It's worth mentioning this war in Aragon isn't great for him because that's the Genoese trade node being affected.
True.
Also,
Getting
Aragon is
devastation
going to
and
have a
stuff.
bit more power. Yeah, it's not great, but it should only matter like for 1 or 2 little bits. It's not going to be horrendous. Now, yep, and he's pieced out. Now what he wants to do is focus on lowering the autonomy in all of his areas, building these trade investments right at the end. Oh, that's a lot of money he's just picked up. Is he doing it? Is he doing it? Is it time? Zlewikk, is it time? Because he needs to get out all of these ships, get them protecting trade. And I think when we see these in the top right, we see these merchant switch over. We shall see. Right, do you want to flip to Florry's POV and we can catch up with what he's done?
Yeah, let's
Because I
go
would
to
say Florry
Florry's
needs to declare
POV
some
right
wars.
here directly. Looking at Zeta over here. I don't know. What is he doing? Threatening war, maybe? What was that screen right there? I didn't see what actually popped up. But yeah, is Florry looking to expand with a couple of minutes left? I guess we'll see.
I'd assume so. There's only
I
7
mean, you
minutes
said
left,
you
but
don't want
again, you
overextension and stuff, right?
oh god, no!
Right.
That would kill it. You would kill the run. It's gone.
Yeah.
Zlewikk also got industrious. His Doge got goods produced plus 10%.
Yeah. So that's really good.
All right, do you want to flip to
Alright,
Zlewick's POV
players-
directly?
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, let's go to
Because
Zlewik's POV directly.
he's gone to all. He's summoned all of his cash.
Florry can start his golden era. Interesting. Has Zlewikk started his? Can he start his?
He cannot. I don't think he's focusing on that at the moment. What he has done is it looks like he's shifted his capital over to Crimea and has trade company Venice, or at least he should be
Let's
trade
go over
company
to
Venice.
his POV so you can show that off.
He has not. Why? Why is it? It's like no applicable provinces. I'm pretty sure I was able to in my game, but there may be a little bit of a difference here. No, go to his POV directly. I want to see if how he's going to spend his money. Because you're going to start to see trade company investments,
There we go.
sense of trade be increased a bunch. The ships get ready, and then after a month tick, he'll be ready. Once that is all done, so we shall see. Here we go. He's starting to protect trade. Venice directly. I'm surprised he's doing it in Venice. He shouldn't do it in Venice at all. Do it in Venice. There's no need.
So he's not moved his capital?
He has. He's moved the capital, but he's protecting trade in Venice. His trade capital's still in Venice, but he's protecting trade in Venice, and I'm not sure why, because that doesn't affect the total trade value. Remember, it's not his trade value. He was hovering over the declared war for trade dispute against Genoa earlier. Again, that would be a terrible mistake because that's not going to be necessary in any way as we start to see his final moves. Feel free to flip to Florry if he starts to do something, but in the meantime, I'll start to explain
So
what he's
Florry
doing
is doing the same things right now. We can see that he has taken out a bunch of loans in the negative. Not popped off. Actually, no, he hasn't popped off his golden era. He did have the ability to launch it like a few months ago, but now he doesn't have the Renaissance in every province. I guess he sees something or something like that, but we can see he's at pretty much max amount of loans. Yeah, there we go. Unlocking another trade idea. That is a good one for trade efficiency that he's just got, along with cost to promote mercantilism, which isn't, of course, that relevant. Building even more boats to protect trade. And, yeah.
Zlewikk has spent 6,000 ducats on investments as current.
Interestingly. You can go ahead and show that off right now.
Okay, well, I assume I was, I can't quite tell because he was doing it, obviously, on his POV, but I will go over here and see that. Sorry, that's not his trade company. Over here, he has secured a bunch of the trade company stuff here. Got his POV, so he can see him spend the money, and his sort of initial actions. As he's going to be maximizing his income, he's going to be selling titles to the estates, as well as pretty much anything else he can do.
Yeah.
We can start to see him increase the value of these trade nodes as well.
Yep.
Yeah, this is all. He's doing everything perfectly, and he still has 5 minutes, plenty of time to get everything done. I'm trying to find any holes in his games whatsoever right now. The only thing I can say is that he's not promoting investments on 2 of his trade companies. We do see increased stability as well, which is pretty good.
Unstating things in Venice right now.
Yeah, unstating things. There you go. So then you can trade company them. I'm assuming. There you go. There it is. So trade company them, and now he wants to invest in that little trade thing. Let's see, taking out more loans such that he can do that. I'm assuming. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Trade company investments in Venice itself and in associated territories. Very, very good to see. Like I said, apart from promoting investments, which will increase his increase the trade power in all trade company promises by 50%, which is pretty useful. He hasn't done that as of yet, and he can do that in the new ones as well, like in the Adriatic Sea one, in the Venetian one, and we'll see. As you can see, look, you can start to see it massively increase.
Yeah.
More loans being taken as he increases his loan side. That's very impressive. Oh man, this is great to watch.
Deving as
Increasing
well.
his diplo. There you go. This is why you don't really want to take, in my opinion, take trade ideas, because then you can develop in order to secure more and more development. Let's see. Yep, he's gone for the traders already.
Yeah, we got to push the traders as well.
Okay. Oh wait, he's going for guilds.
Guilds.
Why would he go for
what do the guilds do?
Guilds. The guilds give
costs?
goods produce. Okay, there you
maybe?
go. Goods produce. There you go. We'll see. I'm desperately trying to find any holes in his game. He's got too much, and so he has yet to use. Again, it's just the promoting investments, which isn't insignificant. If you want to flip to my POV for a sec, I'll show it off, and then you can flip to Florry, and we can catch up with him. Yeah. Right now, he's got 2 of them active. I assume he's going to do this before the end. But as you can see here, each of these will increase trade power by 50%, which is quite large. He wants to avoid these rebels. I personally would harsh treatment them to avoid that directly. We're going to start to see more and more. They are, again, they're protecting. No, they're located there. Are they protecting trade? No, they're protecting trade in Ragusa. There you go. Switch them over to Ragusa, which is a very good idea, because this is going to be the choke point for all of this wonderful Constantinople trade. Let's see. Bankruptcy looming. Yeah, he's just doing more and more buildings. It's not really worth building any marketplaces or anything like that at this point, really.
Yeah.
He's got to be careful, though, because he wants to, if he goes bankrupt, obviously, it's over. Yeah. Go to Florry, and we'll finish off on Florry.
Let's go to Florry real quick. We can see that he's taking out even more loans. In fact, we'll go to his POV directly right here to see how he is going to spend that money. So all of the trade company investments for the company depots, they're done. He can't build them in any more provinces. We can see that he is building. What is he building right now?
Trade company investments.
Yeah, but which kind? Because he can't build any more company depots, right? So presumably brokers exchanges for goods produced and production efficiency. Yes. And now he's going for the manpower and sailors one? For the minimum autonomy, perhaps? That is 1 per region, right? So the autonomy
should help area
as well. Yeah.
So, we see as we enter into the final minute and a half. Again, it's you want to make sure you've got the right ticks, because it will fluctuate up and down the trade value. So if you're going to squeeze out those final little bits, it's important. Where's he protecting his trade right
promoting now? Florry is, if we go over to his POV right here, we can see that he is protecting trade with about 40 lights in Ragusa and with about 30 in Constantinople. He just got another 26k stack right here that he can protect in various areas and he has moved his capital over to this province, which means everything else is trade company. Now, going over to his vassals right here and his subjects and stuff like that, all of these guys are diverting trade. Athens, Byzantium, Naxos, but he is not promoting investments just yet. So, we'll see how that develops. Let's go ahead and check out some buildings right here, actually. Marketplaces built pretty much everywhere. What else do you need?
We're going to have to be ready on the time.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay,
as we close out the final 20 seconds right here, and let's actually stay with Florry until the end. I'll go ahead and say his score, and then we can flip over to Zlewikk, see what his is gonna be.
Make sure you write
and
it down
see
in
who
the
has
exact
won it.
moment, yeah?
Yeah.
Because they're not
But
going to know.
there we go. He can take this mission, merc maintenance, stuff like that. Doesn't really matter too much. You know, our state edicts for trade active. You can't. They're not states. They're trade companies, and that's time.
Time. All right, I've secured the score as well. So if you want to go to your PO first, and is 4 actually stopped?
Yep.
That's good.
Yes, we have both stopped.
Okay.
So, chat,
Excellent,
the challenge
excellent,
was to maximize the amount of trade present in the Genoa and Venice trade nodes. And we can see Florry's score right here. So, everyone in the chat, bust out your calculators right now as we go over into the trade map mode, and we can see that 18.5, as we can see the trade value from Genoa, plus 44.2, the trade value from Venice, is, let's see right here, 62.7. So that is Florry's trade value. That is the score that Zlewikk is gonna have to beat. And as we go over to Zlewick's
interestingly,
POV,
we have a slightly weaker Genoese trade node. But that's not going to matter because he has 53.9 in Venice itself, meaning 70.5, and the victory goes to Zlewikk. Did we see at the end? He didn't actually promote here. But I think, yeah, basically a perfect game for Zlewikk. That was really, really strong. I like, especially the wars against the Mamluks, how quickly he did that. Pretty good.
Congratulations. Flawless performance.
To the point where
excellent RNG. No mistakes at all from Zlewikk. Not a single mistake. I didn't notice any. I don't think you did.
No.
Yeah.
I'd be remiss to say, but that does mean you and I. I think we reveal it with the host, but you and I have a decision to make, my friend. Don't we? We get to decide.
Well,
we'll say with the casters. Yeah. But yeah, that was
later.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well,
so
hello.
this is the first time that we've ever had this. So far with Speed 5, first time we've ever had to do a tiebreaker. And it's with our favorite casters.
Sure.
Yeah. We don't have any other casters.
Actually, we do, but we'll talk about that at the end of the show.
I totally lost my train of thought. So, just to recap, Flurry won the first one, claiming excellent RNG and very well played by him on top of that. This one, Zlewikk won the second one. I think it was Red Hawk that also pointed out that really well played, textbook with good RNG. Is that what we're seeing? Have we seen two games where the winners can't, or rather, everyone else watching can excuse them being amazing at the game by blaming RNG?
That's exactly what we're saying. Okay. No skill involved, just pure luck. No skill involved.
Yes, pure luck. Excellent. So,
Anders is going to go do this right now.
No, I am not. Something more important. But that means, of course, it is a tie, which is what we in the studio wanted. I'm sure most of the viewers wanted, and I assume Red Hawk and Lath wanted as well, because you now get to pick the final challenge.
Pressure.
Absolutely.
Red Hawk, before revealing, how do you go about thinking about this? What's the thinking from the caster side when it comes to the final and third challenge?
Well, we discussed this earlier, and we decided to go for things that mainly we haven't seen this season. So, after discussing that, we got it down to about 2 challenges right here that we hoped would be the third one of which we've already seen. So we're left with only one choice right now.
Which is?
Well, finish it off, mate. Go for it.
Oh, okay. Well, we've decided to go for the Dismantle HRE challenge. Our players will have to dismantle the HRE with the lowest possible starting dev nation.
And this is
that's our final challenge.
Yeah, so we can have a look at the rules here. Arena Imperial Soleri, dismantle the HRE as a non-HRE state, as small a state as possible wins, which in turn means that you could do several runs of this. So how long would a normal dismantling the HRE actually take here? Is this a one and done, or can they do several attempts realistically?
Definitely not. So, as Poland, with not that good RNG, actually, with regular RNG, you can dismantle it in about 7 minutes. Starting with these smaller nations, trying to go for the RNG, I think we can see 3 good runs right here from each player, honestly. But I guess we'll have to see.
Okay, so then it also kind of comes down to the Red Hawk and Lathe diff, right? Because if they restart, you guys need to rejoin. So that's... I mean, unfortunately, you've already revealed earlier today who you were spectating, so, you know, the fan bases know who to blame.
That was kind of funny, too, because it felt like Flurry at one point was like, Red Hawk, you have to go faster. I think that was in the first one. He's like, hello.
Well, guys, let's get this third one on the row, and the best way to do that is talk to our players.
I don't think that Flurry is here yet.
Oh, they're not here yet. Well, they're doing the...
so you have to talk to us a bit longer. Oh, what a shame.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. What an inconvenience. My apologies.
So
we have to talk to them some more.
Lady Magnet, what have you been doing last week, since last time? Anything fun happened to you?
No.
Okay.
How's the weather in Stockholm?
Right. No, but...
All right, we're going to go ahead and let our casters go get ready for this.
Oh, well.
And me and you just get to talk.
Oh, okay. Well, I only had one question, and nothing fun happened to you in the last weekend. I think that's fair for our players to take a quick break, though. Of course, normally when they show up here, they only have to do one duel a week, and now
we're asking them. Well, now 3.
Now 3, and also we know for a fact that Flurry has been streaming several hours today before this. So taking a break, stretching their legs, and hydrating is definitely worth it.
But you know, this is kind of the best scenario possible, I think. Going into it, Flurry even said that Zlewikk was really the one player he did not want to go up against in the final, and that's exactly what happened to him. So this is great. You know,
I mean,
3 challenges and see, really fight it out. And I love the challenge that they picked. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, so we can see here the reason we are at this point in time is because, of course, Flurry has won their pick. Zlewikk has won their pick, but it is a best of 3, so whoever wins the next one gets to... Well, they don't get to walk home with the plaque I have here, but they do... We get to send it to them. I'm going to try and read this sentence now, because I can't figure out if I made a spelling error,
no, you definitely.
I'm pretty sure I did.
You did.
So I'm going to try and read it the way it's stated. And this is me sending the challenge over to broadcast. So this is all my fault. But apparently the goal is dismantle the HRE as a non-HRE state, as small a state as possible.
I think I understand what you're trying to go with.
I think there's an extra ass in there. As small a state as possible.
I get where you're trying to go with that one, but yeah, I mean, and how great is it too that they actually won their picks? I think that's something special too, that they were able. Oh, it looks like broadcasting just helped you out.
They fixed it for me. Well, thank you very much. Now everything is crystal clear. No, but that's. I mean, that was one of the things mainly me, but also Count Christo a bit, but mainly me, we're debating, like, how do we do these picks? Or because having only 3 of them means that they get to practice a bit more, but it also means that they won't necessarily have, this is my expertise, right? If for example, if there's one trade challenge we have a lot of challenges in our challenge list. Very few of them are trade-based.
Yep.
So giving them some more challenges that haven't been played this season to pick from meant that what I hoped would happen, meaning they got to pick something they felt they were...
A little bit outside of their comfort zone for the other player.
Exactly. Something I can either go for something that I'm really good at, or I can go for, like, the weird pick and try and practice that, and my opponent won't have had a chance to practice it. And we heard that in the first one, for example. Zlewikk said they had managed to do 1 run.
But let's go ahead. Let's bring them in. Let's hear what their reactions are to this.
Yes.